strong case to think that very quickly we could make our way up, start this cascading short squeeze to the upside, and continue that bull run. What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the Storm Trading channel. Today we have another Bitcoin live update for you. If you've been around the market, you know we've been kind of rallying the past week. I want to give my thoughts and analysis as to why we are bouncing on Bitcoin and where we're headed, as well as a little bit more of my macro view on Bitcoin and where we're at in this cycle as a whole. I do want to remind you guys before we start also that I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice, so just make sure you guys do your own research before making any trades. But without further ado, let's get into the video. So we'll go ahead and start this video off by reviewing the trade that I'm still currently in, a trade that I had given to you guys and posted about on my Twitter from over a month ago on this daily close. So you can see this was my trading plan from August 5th once I entered the trade. Obviously, we'd gotten a great bounce from that. I did take off 25% of my position at around 60 to 61K, as this I knew was a big level of resistance with the midpoint of the channel. That obviously did get a good bounce and ended in a rejection back to our entry. So obviously, this trade was so far a winning trade. I'm still in this trade. This is an active trade I'm still holding. So as we got back down to entry, my invalidation point is still at the low of this wick. I actually added more or compounded my long rather than close it. A lot of times when I take these swing long trades and it hits take profit one, I typically move my stop loss to entry. But I actually tweeted all the way back when I took this trade that this is not a trade I'm going to move until entry, until we get a rejection from the top of this channel, just because I had a lot of confluence for this long, and then also a lot of reasons to believe that this could be the very low before we get a massive macro swing to the upside. So this trade is still active. I actually compounded my long at this low when we touched the bottom of the channel, meaning I added more to this position. So I de-risked. I took off 25% of my position at 60, 61K, and then I added another 35% at this low with the invalidation point still being the low at 49K. The reason for this compounded long trade was a very similar reason of why we've taken the last three trades, right? So this channel has been a channel I've had drawn up from this short trade that I took beginning of June, right? So this trade or this channel obviously has given us multiple winning trades. It's given us this short, this long, this short, this long, and then now another compounded trade from the bottom of this channel. So you can see not only the respect of the tops of these channels, but also the midpoint of this channel has been very well respected as well, which just adds more strength and more bias towards this channel trading. Like I said, we had the tap and the close, the daily close back into the channel, which was a very big indicator for me. But we also had confluence with an untapped daily open level. So this is liquidity that's been untapped, this yellow line. So this is something I've had marked out since we made this new daily open back when we took this first trade. Also the 618 Fibonacci, right? So again, you guys know 618 golden pocket is kind of my bread and butter. And so we kind of had this general zone right here as massive support. So when I did get that entry trigger, right, when we swept kind of that liquidity, closed back into the channel with good delta, that was an entry for me to compound and add to my position, which I'm still currently in, right? So as you can see, this channel is extremely well respected. It's good and bullish that it's still being respected at these lows. As I've said for a long time now, I think it's very unlikely we take out this low, which is why I've added so much position to this long trade and kept my invalidation below this wick. My high-term time frame macro analysis is that we do break to the upside. Obviously, we do have some levels above us that we could have some trouble breaking. The first one that pops out to me right away is again this 60K level on the midpoint. You guys can see if we hit this midpoint right around this 618 level, To me, that's a lot of confluence for a potential short, right? This would be more of a medium time frame scalp short for me, or maybe just de-risking even more depending on the reaction here. But this is a strong level, right? And at the end of the day, right, we still have not broken higher term time frame structure to the upside. And I've talked about this very much, but when we do break and start to get these liquidations to the upside, which mainly are sitting around 70K and up, but could start with the 65K level, we'll see kind of a cascading short squeeze to the upside in a very massive move. Because like I've said, none of these swing points have been tapped. This is all liquidity that's been left in the market. And as we know, the market searches for liquidity, which is all to the upside. So I think, it's too early to tell. But I think there's a strong case to think that very quickly we could make our way up, start this cascading short squeeze to the upside, and continue that bull run. The other concept I wanted to very quickly cover, because it acted as a very strong confluence indicator for my trading plan as well, is the MFI, which stands for Money Flow Index, right? So this is the MFI indicator at the bottom of the screen right here. Essentially what the MFI indicator is tracking is the money flow in and out of an asset, right? So as this line goes up in this graph, that means money is flowing into an asset. As the line goes down, it means money is flowing out of an asset. So essentially you're using these lines, the 2080, which the 20 and 80 lines, which are kind of like the standard channel lines on the MFI indicator, as indicators to tell you when an asset is overbought or oversold. So basically, if this line gets to the top of this 80 level and it taps it, you would consider that asset, according to the MFI index, as overbought, right? And on the flip side of that, if the line breaches the lows of this channel under 20, you would say this asset is oversold, and you would essentially look for a potential trend reversal in that asset, right? So you can see this MFI indicator has been scary accurate, especially as of recently within this channel. I basically, to the dollar, predicted the low of this last bounce. And then general area, right, once we saw price start to get to these lows at the 20, it also indicated the trend reversal to the upside of the last top of the channel touch. Once we saw this confluence of it hitting the bottom of the channel, the 618 Fibonacci and the daily level, as well as the MFI indicator flashing the oversold sign, that basically just added to the confluence that we were going to see a bounce, right? And so as this MFI indicator starts to breach the top of this channel and gets into the 80, we'll see where price is at. But that might just be more confluence to potentially sell Bitcoin, or at least de-risk as it comes to the top of this MFI indicator. Very strong indicator. I will say, though, this is not an indicator that I would ever solely take a trade on, and that goes for any indicator or trading tool. There's not a single tool or indicator that I would enter a trade solely based on. So like you could actually see, right, last time we really hit like a breakthrough of that 80 level was right here on Bitcoin, and clearly that was incorrect, right? We made a really big 25% move to the upside after printing that oversold. So it's not a 100% hit rate indicator. It's something to use in confluence with other technical tools. But when you're channeling, right, back and forth, it's one of the most accurate indicators in my opinion. So that'll do it for another weekly Bitcoin update video for you guys. I appreciate all you guys for tuning in. Make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you guys don't miss another Bitcoin update. And I will see you guys in the next video.